We had over 80 jurors in the courtroom, and you made it into the 1 through 12, I
First round.
remember.
Yeah.
And yeah, everyone is interviewed and asked these questions during a voir dire process, which means to answer, to answer, to, yeah. And they asked you what you did, and you said you had intuitive guidance business. And I went, what? My head whipped around. What? And I looked at my bailiff and I went, because he knew what I was doing, because I had started my own spiritual journey, or actually, I was advancing along a path of spirituality. This was just the phase that really kicked everything into high gear. And I learned how to do something called soul empowering hypnosis. And
Hmm.
I had taken my classes starting in March and was in my second level in May. And that's when I saw you in the courtroom and heard that you were in intuitive guidance business. And I went, what? What is that? So you were dismissed for some reason. And so they let you go. And I made sure I made a mental note on what your name was. So I thought, well, she's got a business. Let me Google her. So that's what I did. And I found your show. Peace is an action verb. Is that what
Right,
it's called?
right,
Peace is an
right.
action verb.
So anyhow, so then the next day, I noticed that I had a new subscriber to my podcast. And this is a very rare occurrence because the only people so far that had subscribed to my podcast were people like, my high school teachers and classmates and friends and, family members and that kind of a thing. So like, who in the heck is Chicana Mama, right? And so I ended up finding you because when you subscribe from YouTube, whatever YouTube account you're subscribing from, that person can then see your channel. So I saw you had a channel, so then I started
Yeah.
watching your podcasts, your interviews, Drawing on Spirit. And so I watched
Yeah.
like two or three of your interviews, and
And
I
you
was just,
commented on them.
yeah, so I think, wow, because
Yeah.
I felt this sense of familiarity with you. And then I also think, Valerie, it's because we are connected at a soul level. So I was just recognizing you.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah. And
Yes. A
so, like,
soul
oh, my old,
friend
right, my old
recognizing each
friend.
other.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
I have found one of my old friends, and I was super excited to have found you, and also so confused of how you found me. Like, how does Valerie know me? Because you had, I think after I commented, you're like, Christine, you found me. And so I was just still trying to figure out how. And so it was another couple weeks, and it was really, I wouldn't say it was bothering me, but it was really commanding a lot of my curiosity and thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does Valerie know me, and why do I also feel like I know Valerie? And so I finally logged onto my website and saw that you had been trying to get a hold of me, and that you had explained that I was in your courtroom. And then I put two and two together. And then I was like, oh, okay, now I know why I know Valerie.
That is some happy synchronicities, right? Happy.
It is.